Hey everyone, and welcome to another Gadget Talk. Oh man, it's been for me, Chad. I know we're just trying to catch up a little bit beforehand, and I know I kind of seem distracted because I got a lot of stuff going on. But it's been crazy on my side. I'm sure by the posts and stuff like that I've seen from you, you've been crazy busy on some other stuff, and I'm seeing little things in the background that you've been busy with, and I cannot wait to see what we got going on. Of course, it's going to be Star Wars, and what type of gadget talk is not fun with Star Wars? I mean,
Yeah. Hopefully, we'll wrap this Star Wars thing up here in the next couple episodes. But
well,
yes, it'll be Star Wars again.
yeah, because I mean, we got May the 4th coming up, and I should have had that shirt on, but I have my TFTC Tales from the Cache shirt on, which is a great video game if you haven't checked it out. But yeah, I'm excited about this. What you've seen, I've seen stuff on social media, on Instagram, and if you want to follow us on Instagram, hey, check out underneath my name. You see at Gadget Talk Podcast right there, and that's how you can find our Instagram post. Or if you ever need to email us, hey, look what's underneath Chad's. It's gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com. So you can always find us either on social media there or on email us if you have questions or comments, or you have really cool gadgets that you want to share with us. So, but hey, I'm seeing somebody joining us here in a second, but we'll bring him on here in just a minute. But I want to first take care of our sponsors before we get any further in down this rabbit hole. If you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. To sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today.
Logwork, the creators of the fantastic logbook, made with genuine Right in the Rain paper. The logbook's designed for the micro containers of the present and future, geared towards the hider who'd rather go caching than doing cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today. Okay, I'm not bringing on the guest, Gary.
Yeah, what happened? He jumped on and off.
Yeah, he was there on. He was off real quick.
I don't know.
I think what it was is I was talking too much and wasn't giving you enough chance because he didn't think your mic was working.
Oh,
it's working.
It's working.
So
this is Derek's time to talk. I'll have plenty of time here to talk.
Yeah. So hey, I want to wish a special happy birthday to Bell on the Move. Today's his birthday, so he's excited about being on here tonight. I was trying to find. Hello, where is it? I'm looking for. There's a comment. He's cracking a beer and ordered a pizza. Thanks for a very special birthday episode. I can't wait to celebrate. Hey, and I saw that your Jedi cache got hit today. I mean, saw that somebody found it today. Yeah, I followed that one. That was a fun one.
Nice.
Let's see here. See who else we got on here. We got Motorama wishing Bell on the Move also happy birthday. Seabiscuit Tribe. Houston, Texas Dave. Tricashus. Don Treadway. And congratulations on finding some keys. Treadways have been finding some of those cache vault keys that you don't want. You want to get on that, which is go find the Facebook group to be able to get to the cache vault. New clues coming out all the time on that. Dara Wolf is with us. B&J Bish, beep, 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 boop, from Orlando. Hey, watch your language there, R2. All right. Judy Vaughn is on here with us. Let's see here. The Pizza Ninja, of course, is on here. Coming from New York. Tom Brotherman. Let's see here. Engineering 42. Gary, of course, is on here. He went caching today with the Motley Cache crew. Riley from Riley Family Geocaching Adventure. Let's see here. UDAC is on with us. And I'm trying to think. Dave McDonald. I think that's about all I've ever joined. If I miss you, Joanne's on with us as well, and Mia Tribe. I think I got everybody on there. Chad, I'm just so excited.
Yes.
So many people join us, and like I
Sorry, I
said,
had to upload a picture real quick while you were doing that. So
hey, that's fine. That's fine. And I'm glad you did that. And I'll have you bring that up in a second. And let's talk about, let's kind of recap of what kind of hashes that you're working on right now.
Well, do we want to go ahead and do the clue real quick for the next
Yeah.
key?
Let's do the clue real quick. Okay, there it is. Where am I? Everything seems so fuzzy. Last night I went to bed in my own home, in my own bed, and today I'm somewhere else. How did I get here? When do I get back? I take a quick inventory, looking around. I see white, lots of white. It's also much colder than it was before. In my pockets, I find my car keys, my knife, my geocaching pin, some path tags, and a cylindrical object. What do I do? What do I do? All right, so for audio visuals, those audio listeners, not audio visuals, but your visual for if you're an audio listener is it's a white scene of some snow scene, and the letters are in red, and you have that what I read to you there. So if you want to see what, go and check out on the Facebook group. Come and watch this one, actually the live version, or watch this on YouTube, and you will see that clue there. You'll see that clue, but I have that clue. So
Gary just said it looks like I'm coming. It must not be able to hear me very well.
I'm hearing you. I don't know if it's coming through the correct microphone, but I know I can hear you. So,
how about Gary? Let me know if that sounds better.
Yeah, I think that does sound better, actually.
I'll just get rid of this thing.
I heard it click over. So, yeah, and UDEX says they hear you. So yeah, I think we're good. Hearing you both loud and clear. B and J Bish. So.
Okay. Yeah. Says, thanks for sending me that message, Gary.
All right. So
I haven't used that mic in a long time, and it's mainly for going back and forth to rooms.
Right. Right. I mean, mine. I haven't used mine in a while. I'm still in my office, or my downstairs with my guitars and stuff like that in here. Yeah, everybody's hearing you fine. His R2 antenna, but that was BB-8. R2 does not have an antenna like that. So Houston Dave, get it right.
He has a dish that comes out though.
Start watching. Scan. Yes, but it wasn't bent. That was.
But BB-8. It was BB-8. You're right.
Come on, don't. I like Star Trek too, but that's not the correct droid. Okay, you got to get it right. All right. Okay.
All right. What are we talking about? Oh, Star Wars cache.
Star Wars cache. Yeah.
So I actually did a few things this week that I will cover on the show tonight. So. First of all, we have the droid puzzle that I worked on, and I think I sent you, or Derek, I think I sent you some photos of it. And we'll get to that in a second. But real quick, I worked on just something for the container. I was looking at the container itself, and I wanted to put a couple buttons in it, or the 4 buttons. So I started putting the buttons in, and then it needed something else to kind of make it pop to look kind of Star Wars-ish.
Right.
So I ended up making a light system here for it.
Okay.
And so let's pull up my build cam. I'm gonna actually zoom in on this one. So I wanted to come up with something that sat in the front of it with LEDs, and I wanted an LED to flash. So I designed this here on a 3D printer. Some LED mounts in it because I think they look really good. And it makes it look finished.
I like, yeah.
And then I was going to make this light up, but I decided just to leave it white. And then I went in and I went ahead and soldered in just a battery pack to test it. I put in some terminal blocks here, some terminal screws, so I can actually hardwire it whatever I want to do.
Right.
Put in some resistors, wired it up. And so one of the lights, I went with one flashing, I think a red flashing LED, and then just 2 that will stay on.
Okay.
So if you turn it on, you'll see here, I have a blue, white, and red LED that flashes.
Yeah, they're so bright. The blue and the white almost look the same.
Yeah. So, and then those will mount in, and then they'll get glued into place once they're mounted in.
sure I say that. So this is what it will look like when it's done in the box. And I actually could pull the box over.
And that's just really cool. I love the way, I mean, like you said, the finished work of that looks really cool. Now we got the box coming up. And
so yeah, so I made it so, and I'll just put it through this way, and it'll get glued in. So when it's sitting there, it's going to have this look to it. Which I don't know how well that lights up on the...
No, actually, it looks pretty good.
On the thing, but I think that looks cool. I think that looks kind of Star Wars-ish, like a container that Star Wars would have.
Yeah.
So just those little details, I think, that really will make it pop out or stand out. Of course, then I'll put some Star Wars stuff on. I haven't decided if I want to paint it a different color or leave it black. Probably just leave it black just for time and energy it's going to take. Then I'm going to mount. We talked about this before. I'm going to mount a couple 4 buttons in, and so I took these low voltage wire connectors. Let me grab one here. So these low voltage wires, connectors or
right
covers, painted it black, and then I went ahead and put in. I probably should take a set of screws out. Well, anyways, I went ahead and mounted 2 buttons up underneath there. One is lit up, or it was. I heard the battery just fall out. So there'll be 2 on this side, 2 on the other. Originally, I was going to put a couple here on the front and then 1 on each side, but I decided I didn't want to have a whole bunch of stuff on the front because I'm going to have a big logo and stuff. So I'm just going to go on the 2 sides with it. So 2 there, 2 here. So it'll actually take more than 1 person to actually open up the box. And I actually don't think I'm going to have it open the box up. I think the box is you're going to be able to open it up on your own, because I was trying to figure out a way to mount my latch, and I think to make it look good without it sticking up really far, it'd be really tough. So I'm going to have a box in here, and I'll have lots of different doors. So the first clue will be to get to the first clue, so it'll be multiple steps.
Right.
You'll have to push all 4 of those buttons. It'll pop open a container, or pop open a little thing. And I actually thought about, if you remember that cache I made where the drawer pops out?
Yes.
I thought about having a drawer pop out here.
That would be cool.
And then what I'm going to have in it, and so this is a thought, and I want to get people's opinion on this. Maybe it's going to be too hard. Is I thought about doing all the language in Arabic, just to make it a little more difficult. And then what will pop out is this, which will be your clue, your key. So when you're trying to figure it out, you'll have to figure out whatever it's saying with this. So this will be the first thing that pops out, and then you'll have to read different lines on it. It won't be a whole bunch, but a few different things to see what it says to figure out the puzzles. So once you get this, then the next one will be the droid head, is my thought. So we can get into that, into building the droid head, or what, as Tom says, what do you call it? Talking heads.
Yeah.
Something like that. So we can put this away now.
I think that looks really great. I love the way all that is really coming together. I really do like that button. Like the finished work on that. Bell on the move. Andrew said, with it being black with some metallic wear marks for aging, perhaps might look pretty cool. Do that.
Yeah. So you could use silver Sharpie, or you can use some silver rub and buff, which I think we covered rub and buff on here before.
I think we have too.
So yes,
There's
exactly.
Something that we could always go back and do as we're doing work on the finished work on this too. So
yeah, I've seen people paint the black containers white and then just have the black as the worn area, but trying not to put a ton of, trying to make this a little bit faster, because it seems like we're going to be on this cache for a while, and I'd like to get to back to some ammo cans. Actually, I have some ideas for some ammo cans.
Oh, that's great, because I'm in this area. I've had some birdhouses that have been getting destroyed, so I think I'm going to probably, a lot of the caches that I'm going to be putting out anytime soon are going to be an ammo can style gadget, and those also seem to be, they're a lot easier to hide, and they're also people seem to really like those because it's just another way of using an ammo can, and people are really enjoying seeing those like that.
Yes, and I've had several requests lately for the acrylic case for inside the box, so I need to get on that. We talked about that a long time ago.
Yeah, we've even talked about having those acrylic options available to buy on the store.
That's what I'm meaning. I need to get them. It's not like it's going to be that hard to do. I'm lazy, so
right.
so I got to get to it. Tom mentioned about hitting the container with a wire brush,
right?
Which you put on a grinder or a drill or just a wire brush. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Houston, Texas Dave says you need a few Kyra crystals to light up when you solve it correct.
I wonder what they would do. I don't know how much they would light up.
Yeah, you'd have to have a special light. I don't know, just the way
they have.
I got your build cam up.
Don't know how much light here. I have a light. I don't know if it would shine through too much. I know it has an RFID or some kind of tag in it that makes it light up, but I don't know how much that would light up. I guess if you put an LED directly on it, they light up inside the lightsaber, so there must be something. But I wonder if they have a built-in LED. I don't know. It's a good question. That'd be a cool idea.
Yeah, I like it.
I can also resin print crystals, so they actually don't have to be the exact one from the lightsaber. We make it look like it.
Right.
And the resin print will be clear.
Okay.
So, anyway. Okay. Where were we on? Oh, the droid head. So, what we talked about was building a droid head. And so I had several thoughts on this build, and let me know your opinion, because this doesn't have to be the final design.
Right.
But what I end up coming up with is the wires coming out of the neck, so it looks like maybe it was torn apart. I was going to make them a little bit shorter, but I wanted the length so people don't have to try and connect them really short and end up dropping the head. So I end up just leaving them out because I think it kind of looks like a droid, where someone pulled the head off.
Yeah, I like that. It looks really cool.
Originally, I talked about cutting a hole in the top and having wire sticking out of the top. But I like the idea of it just like someone ripped its head off.
Yeah. You want me to bring up your build cam?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me lift it.
Yeah, it just seemed real. Oh, there we go. That's a lot better.
I made it adjustable, or at least easy enough to adjust, hopefully. So, anyways, here's the build cam. So this is what it looks like here. The wires coming out of the bottom. This isn't the final deal on it. It's not painted or anything like that. It's very simple on the inside. I have the wires coming up. This is just data line that I used. I think it's a 34
right.
wire line on it. But the nice thing about it is, and I was thinking I need to use this as a puzzle, is that all the wires are different colored, or most of them. There might be a couple doubled, which you could cut off, but you can make a pretty cool puzzle with those being different, hooking up different colors.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. So anyway, going to an Arduino, and then once they hook up the correct wires, it will flash out a code in the front. And just so you don't see the LEDs, I didn't mount this yet, but I printed this up to be obscure like this so you can't see them, but you could actually see the lights, the colors flash through there. So hopefully when you hook it up, you're not going to know exactly what's going to happen. So the lights will flash. So my puzzle for this, I had a couple of different ideas. Real quick to go over the puzzle.
I'm really intrigued with this. I really love the way this is looking. I'm really curious about this puzzle that you've got coming up on this.
Well, and this is all I could think about. Maybe someone has a better idea. So I wanted something that could connect quick. So I had these speaker wire mounts here, right, that are really simple to actually hook into. So one thing I thought is, if you look at the wire, and I'll zoom down here a little bit so it's easier to see. So this wire would be, if you take a look at the wires, they have different color codes on them. And so just real quick here, while I was sitting here, I thought I picked 2 wires to use. And I was trying to keep the same colors as like a Star Wars
Right. Almost looks like a
panel.
placard on the Imperial uniforms.
Yeah. And so, of course, this would be on black. This would be painted black. It would look a lot better. But you would have to find the top one, which is blue, white, blue, white. Or did I do that wrong? Yeah, blue, white. Yeah, blue, white, blue. So if you look at this wire, it kind of looks the same, right?
Right.
So then this would plug into here. And then the next one would be blue, red, blue, red, blue. Which is this one here.
Right.
And that would plug in here. Which would then power up the Arduino and make the LEDs in here flash, which I don't have the power on, but I can hook up the power to it real quick.
That's
something I was thinking about doing before the show, and then I got into talking about other stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's my fault. But it gets into really great. I think this is a really cool way of doing this because it just shows just how simple the puzzle can actually be, but you can get lost in all those wires.
Yeah.
I almost think if you had a couple of that word duplicate, it might make it a little bit. It would make it a harder, but
yeah, it would. And there were duplicates. So once you hooked up the wire right, you'd see the LED would flash a code. And if you had the cover on there, let me just lift up my camera there a little bit. So you see it flashing here.
Right.
What did I do with the clear cover? I literally just had it in my hand.
No, it's on top of the head. It fell into the...
Oh, thank you. So if you put that in, and then it will take a 5-second pause and then start the code over again.
Okay.
So you can't see the LEDs, but you can actually see them flash inside there. So, anyways, I thought that's kind of a cool way to do the puzzle. Really simple and easy way. But then I love LEDs. So, I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, well, maybe the way to do it would be, let me switch over here because I'm using something different.
Yeah, I think that's really cool, and it's a really simple code too, isn't it? I mean, it's
very simple. It's just an LED blink code, which I've gone over on the podcast several times on how to do it. It's super, super simple.
Right.
So what I did here was, and it's hard to see, but I have a blue, 2 red, blue, 2 red, blue LEDs, and then blue, 2 white, blue, 2 white, blue. And so then you would just end up hooking the wire up the same way instead of having this. But I don't know if the LEDs are going to be too much or not versus just doing a sticker. I don't know.
Yeah, so put your opinion. Which do you like better? Do you like the LEDs or do you like the sticker version of this? For wear and tear and maintenance wise, I think the sticker would probably be better.
Well, unless it really doesn't matter. I don't have LED problems too often, but
right. I mean, I know this is more of an event cache versus a one that's going to go out in the woods, but still, I don't know. I like the LEDs, but simplicity sometimes is elegant and pretty too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my idea. That was my idea for the droid to figure out the puzzle and to get the LEDs to flash through the head. I also thought about putting a sound module in so it actually just tell you the code.
Right.
I have a sound on my iPad. I have something that actually will change the sound. So it will sound like a droid, although pit droids don't really talk.
Right.
Not in the language we would understand.
Right.
But it doesn't really matter.
We are getting some answers. Bell on the Move says the sticker is easier to understand than looking for to illuminate the sticker.
Well, and so I thought about putting the LEDs in the sticker as well. But, it's just one of those things. I wanted a couple different options, and that's something I could do as well. but I wasn't sure. So that's why I brought it up, just to see, because sometimes just having so many LEDs may just be too much.
Right.
And I agree. I think the sticker is way more easier to understand than.
So Direwolf said maybe the color pattern would be on the cache page, not on the container itself. Well, since this is going to be a event cache, it wouldn't be actually on. There's not going to be an actual cache page because it's going to be one to discover or to play with there. But that is a great idea.
Right, unless it's a lab cache,
but then
it would have a page.
And then Canis Minor cacher used the stickers, but as an image of Imperial ranking insignias. So,
yeah, so they're ranking badges. I could just use that and do different colored badges. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So stickers is almost the way what a lot of people are saying. I got Motorama saying both are very cool. If forced to, I'd choose the sticker. Judy is saying sticker would be easier for me. So yeah, if and Tom says if you're not a Star Wars geek, are you going to be able to figure this out?
I would think so.
Google it.
I would think so. So, obviously we talked about having several different steps and there'd be different doors. So that's the thing about the LEDs that would light up is once the door that would access the droid head would light up, then we could have the LEDs light up. So then that's kind of part of it, part of the puzzle. But I think we've done enough escape room games. I mean, you just got to sit there and think. If you saw something like this and I saw these wires, I would kind of think about coding the wires somehow, figuring that out. But I don't know. That's going to be something I'll have to take to an event and just test.
Right.
That's the best way for me to figure stuff out.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. I love the testing, doing some of that is always good.
Are there non-Star Wars geeks? So anyway, so that was my thought there. My other thought for a puzzle, because I think these wires are really cool being color coded. Now there's all kinds you can do. So I have access to lots of different wire. And so when I was in there pulling wire, there's so many different styles and types of wire and different amounts of strands inside your cable itself. So this is a 24 strand one. I end up going with, I think, a 34. But if you don't have access to bigger stuff like that, so let me just pull these out. I have too much going on. I'll tell you what.
And it goes on and on and on.
You can just go with a Cat 5 cable.
Right. That's going to have, it's different strands. Yeah.
They'll have different strands as well, and they're different colored. And you can run multiple if you want. You can open up a couple different Cat 5 cables or Cat 6 if you want. As well as I opened up a VGA cord.
Oh, VGA. Yeah, that's only has 2.
No, VGA? No, it has more than that.
You're talking about the white, red, and yellow VGA cable. Oh, that's RCA.
Is this RCA?
VGA. Okay, I was thinking RCA cables.
Oh, yeah.
VGA, yeah.
So the VGA has, I left the copper on there, so it's hard to see. But it has white, green, blue, a couple different green, a lighter green and a darker green. Just anyways, it has multiple colors as well. And people don't typically use VGAs anymore, so I throw them away all the time. And I thought that's actually kind of a cool way to.
That is a good way. And a good way to use those cables that just are lying around from our monitors that we don't use anymore.
Yeah, that's what my thought was.
With HDMI or a DVI or so.
And then I pulled apart some that are just simple colored, right? Nothing too special. Or I have spools and spools.
Yes, Tom. RCA cables are the ones with a little dog on them. Sitting with the megaphone or the Sonic Ultra record player with the little thing on it, the phone on it. Megaphone. That's what I was trying to say. Good grief.
I have spools of phone cable too that you see in data rooms.
Right.
That are different colors, tons of different colors, and I don't see where.
Yeah, so just about any type of
Mine is.
wire.
So
that
you can get all
do,
kinds of
puzzle.
stuff.
Yeah, the puzzle with the different wires is really cool on this. I like that.
So, anyways, so that was my thought. If you have a different idea for the head itself rather than the puzzle I have, let me know. The other thing too, I was thinking is I got to do something because if they hook the negative and positive up backwards, it will blow the Arduino. Joshua did that, so I learned from him. So I'm thinking I'm just making it complete a circuit, so the positive will be hooked up or the negative. Okay. And then as it does it, they're just hooking up one, so they won't blow anything. But anyway, that's what my thought there was.
Gramophone.
What's
with the RCA dog sitting at the record and the with the phone thing coming out. I can't remember what it was called. It's the gramophone.
The other thing is, I do like the idea still on what my original thought was is not having the wires come out of the neck, but out of the head.
Right.
And so, because the head is big and open, I was actually going to get rid of some of these parts in here, not have the neck part, get rid of that or cut it in. I thought it would be kind of cool to make it look like a droid.
Right.
Is to cut.
As Chad walks away from the microphone.
Yeah. Sorry. To cut a circuit board to fit inside the head.
All right, bringing up your build cam again.
Oh, okay. So I could cut the circuit board round on my bandsaw. Let's get rid of some of this stuff here. And I could actually just mount it in here and then have wires sticking out, so it actually looks like a droid. And I have several different styles of boards, and some of them have heat sinks. This one I actually really like the look of. But they're all different that are that size that I was thinking would be kind of a fun way to make it work. So I think it'd be kind of cool to be able to see, and then you'd see a circuit board on the bottom with some heat sinks or whatever. But just a thought, because this is big enough, I could just figure out the size, draw a hole on it, and just go right over to my bandsaw and just cut it. Make a circle, stick it in. Maybe add some LEDs or something. I don't know. But that's a thought as well. I didn't want to cut a whole new head to do that.
No,
just to
it's
test.
Still great. I love the way it all comes together and how it looks. Either way, that's what's really cool. I love the wire idea.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading here some stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking over here too. For a future show, have something you can be wired up multiple ways that will give you multiple results. That's actually a pretty cool idea, Tom.
That's a good idea.
Engineering 482 says use a diode bridge rectifier so that the polarity to the Arduino is always right. Battery goes to the two AC terminals and the Arduino is on the plus and negative DC terminals. That would help it from getting fried.
Yeah.
And then Bell on the move says, I remember bad things happening to smart cubes when the polarity was mixed up.
Yes, polarity being mixed up can definitely mess with stuff.
Yeah.
So that was my thoughts on the head. Now, for another puzzle, for the next step, I don't like the way this looks, but I don't think anybody would see it. I'd have the top on, have it enclosed so they can't get into it, and then it's just pretty basic. So then the wires would be sticking out. I think that'd be cool.
Where the little holes are there, would you have like lights on the?
No, that's where the antenna parts go.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
These little parts here that will get glued in, and then I won't have any antenna stick out of it, but there's some 3D filament still in there. But anyways, those would go in there, and that'd be it.
Okay.
Get glued in and finished up, and this would all get sanded, filled, and painted, and hopefully be it. So for the next part of the puzzle, on the top of this container, I wanted to finish it up, and I do not like the look of the measurements on here. If you can see it, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a bunch of cables in there, different sizes,
Right.
and you could call out colors, and they'd have to actually measure those for codes to figure out a code. So you'd have to measure. You have a ton of different wires in there with codes, and you have to find those exact wires, and you could use something like this, just like the printout. Yeah. And they would have to find those through all the different wires and measure them to get a digit or something, figure out some kind of code. And so I thought that'd be a good way to integrate the wire part.
On those measurements, do they actually have numbers on there, or what do they have on there?
On what?
On the measurements on the top of your lid.
No, they're just in 1 inch increments. Well, this one is in 1 inch and ½ inch. So I just leave it
like
at
1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch.
Yeah, exactly. And this is 1 inch here.
Because if you did do that, use the arborish numbers, which look more like arborish numbers anyways, but that might be a cool.
I could paint them right here on the slope surface, the numbers as well. That's on the. Do I have numbers on this? I don't have numbers on this one, but I do on a different one somewhere. But yeah, that's a good idea. And then that'll kind of make the top look cool. I'll get rid of the Husky. This has been sitting outside for a couple of years, so it's really dirty, and I haven't cleaned it yet. But it's clean inside. The exterior still works really well.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But I have all kinds of stuff sitting around my house. So that was an idea, is to actually use different colored wire, measure them for the next part of the puzzle. Other than that, I mean, I kind of wanted to go over. Tom said, just create a puzzle for me. Tom's a puzzle guy. He needs to create a puzzle for me.
What you did is, when you're talking about the wires and the length and that aspect of it, you created a puzzle that he can use on something now.
Oh, okay.
Just that idea of the puzzle is what he was referring to.
Yeah, that's great. For an event, Judy.
It's for this event, not to be in the wild.
Or a lab cache. Not an adventure lab, but a lab cache. The old school way of doing things.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm trying to think of how many steps, how many puzzles do I want? 3 or 4 puzzles? Because you have the 4 buttons on the outside, that will be a puzzle.
Right.
You have the droid head, that will be a puzzle. Mm-hmm. And then I was thinking one more to get to the final thing. I don't want it to take people an hour, especially at an event, to
You want them
to finish it
pretty quick.
So that's where I was thinking, in that where the droid head is, I could just have a whole bunch of stuff in there, and then they could figure out what they would need to use. I could put a UV light in there just as a red herring. I could put in, all kinds of stuff in there, and they'd have to figure something out. I thought about putting like a droid instruction manual in there that would have in Arabish what powers up the head. So you'd have different colors in there, and it'd be in Arabish what it does, and you'd have to figure out read it to figure out what the head power would be, or what would power it up as part of the puzzle as well, rather than doing the colors. Or you could do both, right? So if they can't figure out one way, you look at it, that should be fairly clear, I would hope.
Right.
Well, who knows?
I really like, I don't know. And if you have an idea for another puzzle to put in here, go ahead and put it in the chat, or email us at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com if you're listening to this at another time, or you can always message us on Instagram at Gadget Talk Podcast as well. So, other thought, email, Instagram, message, DM us, or put it in the chat right now with maybe an idea that you have. So, okay. So what's your other thought?
So I'm printing up a Stormtrooper helmet right now. And my thought was to put in some lenses, the polarized lenses. So you'd actually have to put the Stormtrooper helmet on, and somewhere maybe just on the panel would be something that you'd see a code.
That's a cool idea too.
So that was a thought. I mean, I have all kinds of thoughts all the time. So
Yeah.
It's just making it happen. And then, how big would the area be that I'd have to open up, make open? Do I make it open in different steps? I mean, I got a big container. I can make several places open.
Right. I do
but-
like the drawer opening though at the beginning.
That'll be the beginning. Yes, I agree. I like that. And I think coming out of the front would be really cool. And then that will reveal this. And I'll probably put a few of them in there because there may be more than one person.
Right.
There's going to have to be, obviously, to figure out one of the puzzles to get the drawer open. But anyway, stick these in there. And then from there, they would have to figure out the droid head. And then either the wire measuring or
maybe
something.
that, when they get into that, they have that on those panels that they've been using. Maybe that's where the UV is different numbers on different ones.
The UV?
Yeah, when they use the polarized.
Or the polarized.
Yeah, it's not the UV, but the polarized. So they've been using this thing the whole time, and these numbers have been on there for that part of the puzzle the entire time, and they see this helmet. Then even though if they may put the helmet on and look at them, they may see it, but they don't know what step that goes to because that hasn't revealed itself yet.
That's a good idea. Sorry, I got to get my pen out and write. I had my tablet out here.
Right now, I mean, everybody likes that idea of using the Stormtrooper helmet. So
yeah, I think it's kind of cool.
That's cool
myself.
That's a really great idea. So, anybody else has any other ideas? Go ahead and put those in the chat. Email it or DM it to us on Instagram. We'd love to see that because, like I said, we want to make this as interactive as possible, and we love having your ideas in here as well. So, yeah, that's really cool. I really do like that. It has a whole nother interactive element to it because then we're also dealing with simple technology of polarized and looking at that. But I like the idea of they've been messing with these panels for this entire time, and all of a sudden, wait, there's something else on here.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And I actually, the polarized one I got from a cache that we did in not Memphis, going caching. That's one of the big ones. You and I and Gary went to go do it, and we didn't have time it got dark. But one of the steps is it has a mask that you hold up to your face.
Right.
It's like a wolf or something, but the eyes are the polarized parts, and you could actually see. And that's where that idea actually came from.
Right. And also,
it doesn't have to be a Stormtrooper helmet either. It could be like Rey's, she wore those goggles, like ski goggles.
Right.
Or something simple. But I think putting on the helmet kind of makes it.
Bad Batch now, which they have a couple of the they have like glasses and stuff like that on there. And by adding clicked on the wrong one. This gives an opportunity for some really cool photos too. All these different parts.
Yes, I'm working on, and I thought about trying to integrate with the podcast, but I think we need to get back to geocaching stuff. I'm doing a May the 4th event, and I'm going to have a photo booth there. So I'm doing some walls and a bunch of different things to make that happen. And I thought about integrating it on the show, but I don't think I'm going to. We need to get back to doing some caching and quit boring people with just Star Wars stuff.
Well, that's when we go back to the ammo cans, and that's those things are coming up.
So. Well, and that was my thought is you can honestly, if you liked, I thought about doing a May the 4th ammo can, and you could actually take this system here. Let me pull it out.
You're talking about the LED system?
Yeah. Oh, there it is, down there on the ground. You could actually cut this into the side of an ammo can. And just have some LEDs on it, which would be cool. Or you put a reed switch on it. Where are we at? Build cam? Okay. Yeah. Or you put a reed switch on it and have this on the inside on a box or a panel and have it light up when it opens up. The white piece came out, but whatever. But yeah, so you could actually integrate this on the inside, and it's just for looks, but it'd be Star Wars-ish looking.
Right.
Or you could just cut it on the outside of an ammo can cut it in somewhere, or at the top, somewhere just to make it look kind of cool. You just want to make sure you seal it up really well, which wouldn't be hard to just put silicone around everything. But that's kind of cool. You could even, if you had an Arduino system, you put another light here or a 3-digit code, you could actually have this be the code that would light up for them to figure out the puzzle. So you'd have to connect wires or bring a battery or something that would actually flash out the code, but it would be kind of Star Wars-ish looking.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I love that idea. It's another just taking something that we've done before and giving that little twist to it that makes it completely different. I love that.
Yeah, and this is super, super simple to make. I mean, I can share the file with somebody if they want to print one. It took me, 5 minutes to design. So, anyways, it's fairly simple to do. The hardest part would be, I even 3D printed the white piece. So yeah, it's super simple to do.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Really do like that. Okay, so anything else? I mean, we're getting close to the end of this one tonight.
No, that was it. Just to figure out what to do for the third and final puzzle. Do we think 3 is enough, or do we need to go with 4? What happens is I start coming up with ideas, and I'm like, oh, I really want to do this idea too. But I think 3 is going to be enough. It's going to be, I don't want people to be at it for an hour.
Right. Right. So yeah, let us know in the chat. What do you think of, should 3 puzzles be enough to get the final code, or should we go with another one? Let us know in the chat before we sign off. So next time, our next one that we're meeting, and I've got to bring up a calendar real quick, is, let's see here, it's not the first week, it's the second week of April, which will be April 9th will be our next episode. And there's actually 5 Sundays in April, so I don't know if we're going to be on the 23rd or the 30th would be the last one before the May of the 4th. Hopefully the 30th.
Oh, yeah, geez, that's only one more month away, isn't it?
Yeah. So we got 2 episodes to get this done.
Yes, so I guess I better start working.
9th, 30th, or the 23rd. Hopefully it's the 30th because it's a 5 Sunday month coming up in April. So
okay, I guess I better start working on it. Derek was saying other things. I made the droid head. I automated his head to move around for the pit droid, and I just finished the one for the battle droid. So that's that one up there. So the battle droid will look around. So as well,
Andrew said 3 is probably enough, and then need something with a laser module, like laser pointer to be like their guns. That's something that we could add in there.
We could do a smoke module in there that would light up when they finished a puzzle, and a laser could, well, I don't think a visible beam laser would be, and that's green, would be bright enough. And then I got to be careful where it points because I don't want to get in someone's eye.
Right.
I have fake smoke, but you could put a can of it in there, but that wouldn't. Maybe if it was pointing to part of a puzzle or something, that's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, everybody's voting for 3 is what I'm seeing in there. So we got that. Now we start doing the finished work on it. And when I say we, I mean you.
You're not going to come up here and do some airbrushing for me?
I would love to. However, I'm a little busy at work right now. So
it'd be fun if to fly this to Memphis for people to try it, but
it would be a lot of fun.
Pack my luggage in it too.
Coming up. I mean, Cash Fest is coming up. So, and speaking of Cash Fest, there are a lot of the pre-events or the side events are published. We're still working on one of them. Those are getting published quickly. So you can always go to the event page. You'll be able to see those on there. I haven't got them on the website yet. I got to clean up the website and get the pre-event pages on there. Still working on the escape room one. I guess hopefully you'll hear back from them this week. Make sure everything's good to go on that one. We got a donut gathering on Wednesday morning We have some other events that are on there. That was the newest one that went up there. So want to really be checking that out. But we're going to have a lot of fun at Cash Fest. Of course, there's one that's coming up that I'm super excited about on Friday. And I know we're still working out the time on that one, Chad. I think it's Friday evening, and that's the Great Gadget Build-Off. We're working out details. Now, didn't you just do a Great Gadget Build-Off, or is that coming up still?
That's coming up still. I just did a Gadget Academy.
Okay, it was Gadget Academy. So Chad's trying out the Gadget Build-Off idea up there in Seattle. It's kind of fine-tuning it, and then we'll have how it's going to happen for Cash Fest. But that's an event I'm really looking forward to.
I am too. I want to get the there's always going to be something that comes up, so I kind of want to have a couple test runs through it beforehand and get an idea of what parts. And actually, I was going to shoot you an email, and I will, on what parts you want in there.
Okay.
But just kind of get a bunch of random parts and let people go for it and see. And I'm going to do an ammo can, a plastic ammo can, and a birdhouse, and they could choose. Well, that's how I'm going to do it. Everyone's going to have the same thing. Now, we talked about having separate ones, and in this area, we have a lot of active cachers, and at events, a lot of people show up, so I can always do more than one. But that's my plan, is just to have everything
simplicity
on the test ones.
Because there's going to be a whole bunch of, because it's a mega, that would be with the whole random parts, but everybody has the same part, and see what everybody else comes up with differently. Just kind of that same idea. I think that's kind of cool. Yes,
and then we'll have a sign up. We don't know when we'll have a sign up form for it, but you have to pre-sign up for the event, and then hopefully we'll have enough room just to try and get enough kits together, because we don't want 20 people on one team, right? That's too many voices in there to figure out what to do. I think in my opinion, I think 5 would be what I would like to see.
5,
but we have a smaller room, so we might do 4 kits, and then we'll just have to divide up for the people who sign up.
Right.
But anybody can watch. Anybody will be able to show up and watch.
So.
And Derek and I won't be playing. We can be there to help you out.
Kind of brainstorm,
ideas or whatever you want.
Yeah. There may be a camera going around, because that might be something kind of fun to add into different
elements.
Blast. So who knows? This could be a start of a whole new show.
Jim Stark here mentioned that we could always do a extra special episode another day. We could, or earlier in the day. It just depends on Derek's busy. And I don't have a life, so usually in the evenings I'm always available. But
I'm working at night generally from 7 to about 5 o'clock in the morning is when I get off. So it's my schedule's kind of crazy at night, and that's Monday through Friday. So I'm usually sleeping in the day at this point. So, but that's been kind of crazy.
Yes. So we'll figure it out. I think it's a good idea. Maybe it will have to be, earlier on a Sunday, or I don't know if you have Saturdays off. I don't think you do.
No, I do. I generally do have Saturdays off. Yeah.
So if there's a Saturday that doesn't conflict, maybe we'll have to do a special episode for that. But it's a good idea. We'll have to think about that.
Yep. But before we go anywhere else, let's bring this clue back up for the cash vault. One of the keys that's been hidden. I'm not going to read it out this time. So those that are on there has the red lettering, and it's a road. I'm doing this for the audio version. It's a road that's been semi-cleared off in the winter. So there's snow everywhere. I'm seeing different things in the background as I'm looking at this closer now. But the lettering's in red, and it has a whole puzzle about somebody getting lost, went to sleep someplace, and they woke up somewhere else, and how they get there and what they have in their pockets. So this clue will be up on the Facebook group, so check that out. And then also, if you are listening by audio, you can always come back and look at this clue again here. But I bet the picture's going to be able to really look at the picture really well on Facebook, where you may be able to zoom in and look at some other aspects of this picture. So go check that out on that Facebook group. If Pizza Ninja's still on here with us, why don't you go ahead and put a link in the Facebook group itself into the chat for me, please? That would really help. I don't have it handy right here on me. So,
and if you're looking for the keys and the clues for the event, we have a Facebook page for that.
Right. And that's what I was saying. Pizza Ninja put a link in there for us.
Okay. Oh, did you mention that? I'm sorry. I was thinking about. I was reading the things and never mind.
Geocache Talk presents the Great Gadget Build Off is what Bell on the Move is saying. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this coming to a close on this one, and we can get into some ammo cans and start doing some more gadgets and ammo cans, because I know a lot of people are looking forward to that as well, and we can kind of be a little bit. Chad and I are never going to be done with Star Wars. I'll just tell you that right now. Move over off of some Star Wars for a little bit from and here. Who knows? We may even slip a little Star Wars in some of these puzzles here and there, but you never know.
I also, sorry, I don't have my mic on me. I also, so one of the episodes I want to do some birdhouses on.
Right.
I have all this MDO that we always talk about. That's a finished plywood.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That I actually want to build some birdhouses out of. So it's good for weather. It's weatherproof. We put these out on those for lease signs and stuff, for properties, and I have them out there for over 8 years, and the stuff still looks new. So,
great.
Anyway, so that will be another one coming up on some birdhouses, on building out of this stuff here. And I know you can get it at Home Depot or Lowe's, but I don't know if it's special order or not.
Okay. Awesome. Yes. So some future shows that we're going to be working on once we get past this one. Really look forward to it. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on Gadget Talk. Like I said, we will be back on the 9th of April. That's the second week of April. So we'll be back then. So Chad's got a couple more weeks to work on some of the puzzles, and we're going with 3 puzzles total on this. So look forward to that. Chad, anything else?
Nope. I guess I better start building the inside now. Now's the fun part. I got to remember to make sure I record while I'm doing it.
Yeah, then
so we can show videos of it.
That'd be really great. Now, remember, if you want to follow us on Instagram, that's at Gadget Talk Podcast, or send us an email at gadgettalkpodcast@gmail.com if you have questions, comments, and if you have a build that you want to highlight, send us that and tag us on those as well. We'd love to have you come on the show. So I really look forward to seeing what Chad comes up with, and I look forward to seeing how everybody's doing. And Cache Fest coming up here in July, and seeing everybody there. Looking forward to that. But thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time right here on Gadget Talk. Bye.
Good night, everybody.